Hey guys, Colton Lindberg here with eXp Realty. Today we'll be figuring out if you should move to San Pedro. We're going to look at pros and cons for the city of San Pedro, just to get an idea of what it's like living here, what you can expect when moving here as well. So let's just jump right into it. So the first pro is obviously the beaches. San Pedro has some beautiful beaches like Cabrillo Beach, Point Fermin Beach, all these beaches that you can explore. There's tide pools over at Palms that when the tide goes out has some crazy wildlife that you can go and check out with your family with yourself, or just enjoy a nice sunset over there as well. So the beaches are definitely the number one pro. So the number two pro is things to do here in San Pedro. There's so much to do, whether it's exploring beaches, checking out some of the nightlife that we have, or some of the restaurants, or the historical things we have. Now we have so much history here in San Pedro, whether it's the Korean Friendship Bell, where Kobe shot a beautiful, beautiful commercial, or it's the USS Iowa battleship that's docked right there in San Pedro. That battleship, guys, it's ranked amongst one of the top 5 attractions, museum attractions here in Los Angeles. So make sure you guys check that out. It's about $35 for an adult ticket, but it's a complete, full immersive experience. That battleship has so much history from its commission in World War II all the way through the Cold War, getting over 11 battle stars during its service. So it's an absolute must-see thing if you come down here to San Pedro. And it's right there in downtown, and there's a bunch of really nice restaurants too, so you can make a whole day of it. Take the kids, take the family, take the wife, take the girlfriend, go out and explore. Another great thing to do here is the San Pedro Film Festival. The San Pedro Film Festival really highlights local talent, whether that's directors or actors, full-on films to short films, documentaries, and everything in between. And it really highlights, like I said, our local talent here in LA, and here in San Pedro. And of course, being in LA, we're also the film capital of the world, so it kind of just goes hand in hand. So if you want that, glitz and glam Hollywood kind of thing, maybe go check that out. Get more information on their Instagram. I'll have it linked in the comment below so you can check it out for yourself. They're always doing different events, and it's really kind of a cool thing to see. But make sure you stay on top of it because tickets sell quickly. Now, the number 3 pro for living here in San Pedro is the food. We're part of LA, so LA has a huge amount of different cultures, and the food is just an example of that and really shows you kind of all the different diversity we have here. Here in San Pedro alone, you can obviously get really great Italian food, or you can get even Incan food if you want it. Everything in between, right? So there's so many options. I don't even think you can eat through the whole city in one lifetime. But definitely go check out Raffaello Ristorante in San Pedro. It has one of the best lasagnas I think I've had in a while. The lasagna, I think, is about like $22, $23 for the plate, but it's a huge meal, huge portion size, and it's leftovers for the morning. Definitely check that out. Check out the San Pedro Fish Market, of course. Go ham over there. Hey, maybe go see the Iowa and then go get some fish right up the street. That'd be perfect. And then obviously the San Pedro staple sandwich is Busy Bee in my opinion. The Gut Buster is absolutely phenomenal. Also the meatball is, you can't miss on the meatball. But yeah, go out there, check it out. Check out the bigger restaurants we have. Check out some of the local mom and pop stuffs and really show your love for that community, because we have it here in San Pedro. Now, number 4 pro is the perfect weather we have here. It's Southern California, so the weather is always really nice. We barely get any rain, except for maybe last year we had a good amount of rain, but we don't typically fall below 42 at our coldest, and at our highest we don't usually see above 85. So we're always really right around that kind of Goldilocks zone in terms of weather. Perfect beach weather, perfect outside ride your bike kind of weather. Growing up here as a kid, I only had like 2 pairs of jeans, and that was for basically just the winter. That's all I wore for. The rest was board shorts or regular shorts around. So now I'm always in dress slacks, but it's pro number 5 is our proximity to LA. So of course LA has that kind of draw, right? You have so much stuff to do in LA that would drive you crazy, whether you're gonna go see a Dodger game or you're gonna go and catch a movie screening or something like that, or a red carpet event, whatever you wanna do. You have access to that through San Pedro. The 110 South ends in San Pedro, so you can take Gaffney, get around to the 110, and then you can take the 110 all the way to downtown. Takes about, on average, about 45 minutes, depending on traffic, of course, and traffic is a thing we're going to talk on in a little bit, but if you go at a bad time, you can look at an hour and 45 minutes, so definitely factor that in. It's a pro for now, just because we have such quick access to that, and we have such quick access to a vast variety of freeways from the 110 that branch off, and so it's really easy to commute and get around. Or if you want to go down to Long Beach, go over the bridge. Everything is super close and really accessible through San Pedro. Okay, so now we're going to get into the cons. It sounds so great living here. What's the drawbacks, right? First con is the cost of living. It's California, and at that, it's Southern California, so it's one of the most expensive places to live. But if we're talking about housing, the housing costs here, the average single family price here in San Pedro is just over $1 million, creeping up to 1.1. So I made a very similar video last year. We've made almost $100,000 in average sales price growth in just that year. So the cost of living keep going up. The cost of buying a single family house is going up. It's getting more and more expensive to live here. If we're looking at rent, for example, the cheapest rental in San Pedro right now, according to my stats, is about $1,800 a month for a studio, and then the most expensive is 10 grand a month for a beautiful oceanfront property. Now, that vast distance usually averages out right at about $2,800 to $3,000 for rent here in San Pedro. So keep that in mind. And to keep going on about the cost of living, gas prices, right? Everyone's talking about gas prices. We saw $7 during the pandemic. We saw $6 over here. Right now we're sitting at about $4.81 in California. Compare that to Arizona, you're looking at $3.40, right? So we're paying almost a whole $1.20 more than some other states. And if we're looking according to AAA, we're seeing that the average price of a gallon of gas here in the whole United States is right around $3.41. So we're significantly higher than the national average in gas prices. So that's gonna be more expensive. Cost of milk goes up, groceries go up, everything kind of goes up here in California. Call it the California tax. It's what you have to pay to live in such a beautiful place. Now, con number 2 is going to be traffic. Traffic, as I kind of mentioned before, can take you sometimes an hour and 45 minutes just to travel 24 miles. You tell it to someone in Texas, their head's going to explode, right? It's unfeasible to them because they might have to travel 24 miles just to go to the grocery store. But here in LA, traffic is a huge factor when it comes into making plans or getting to work on time. It has to be factored in, but the good thing is you start to learn that really quickly once you live out here. You realize, okay, hold on, I'm gonna start calculating travel in terms of minutes getting there, right, instead of miles. So it's gonna take me about, okay, that's a 45-minute drive away, but it might only be 10 miles away. So you do start to naturally start factoring that in, and it becomes just part of your daily routine. But that is a con, the traffic and getting places. Sitting in traffic can make you go crazy. I punched a couple steering wheels in my time. Okay, con number 3 of living in San Pedro is gonna be the air pollution. Now, in Los Angeles, we have a smog problem. I'm sure they're doing something to fix it, but just from looking at it, I always see smog coming down the hill. So that's a con. The only upside to that con, and I'm a silver lining kind of guy, is when we do get those chances of rain, it literally will clear the smog out and you'll see a skyline or an ocean view that you've never thought existed because that smog was kind of blocking it. But it is a problem. Air quality can be harmful if you have really bad asthma or anything like that. So that's something to take in consideration, is the air quality. But being close to San Pedro and in the South Bay, we do get an ocean breeze that kind of pushes it more inland a little bit, but it still is an issue. Now, con number 4 of living in San Pedro or knowing if it's right for you would be the noise pollution. Now, being a port city, you're going to have port noises. So trucks, cranes, the occasional bell from the buoys. You hear a train horn every now and then, or you hear a boat horn. But it does kind of add to, it sometimes adds to the ambiance of living in a port town, right? But it is something to consider. Now, con number 5, in San Pedro, we have a limited nightlife. There's no party scene, I guess I would call it. I don't really partake too much in it, but as a kid I used to. And the only places you can go to have a good time at night would be Long Beach, 6th Street, where you have multiple bars on one street. Everyone's going out having a good time, either watching a game or just having a couple of drinks with some friends. Or the other option would be Hermosa or even maybe LA for the nightclub kind of scene. But there's no nightclubs or anything like that in San Pedro itself. So that's going to be a con for some people. And most of the residents in San Pedro probably more likely to go to a local watering hole than a nightclub. But there are some young people out here who want to move in, get their foot in the door, and still have that nightlife experience. You're going to have to drive 25 to 45 minutes to either Long Beach, Hermosa, or LA. Alright guys, well that is all of the pros and cons that I have. I hope this video can get the wheels kind of turning on what life actually is like here in San Pedro. And what are some of the pros in living here? What are some of the cons of living here? So I hope this video helped you guys help clarify a couple things on what it's actually like living in San Pedro. And of course, please check out the rest of my videos that I have on the area in San Pedro. I have market updates, keeping you guys informed on what the market's doing here in San Pedro. I'm gonna be having neighborhood tours coming up so you can know exactly what every neighborhood is like for you if you were to be moving there. Alright guys, Colton Lindberg with eXp Realty. Please like and comment on this video. Hit the subscribe button. It really helps me and helps get my videos out to more people. So that being said, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.